your phone flooded with messages?
Yeah, I had quite a few messages. Just everybody just happy for me, happy for the team. They know how hard I worked and how hard this team worked to get in this position, and they're just excited and happy and proud.
Vooch said that pick and roll, you usually always make the right play, and it's just about reading it. Can you just go through it step by step what you saw?
On what play?
The game winner with the pick and roll.
Oh yeah.
With Kawhi on
So
it.
they were switching the whole game. We knew that going in, and I knew that they was gonna switch. But then I saw a little miscommunication between them two, and when I saw Mark back up a little bit, it was no way he was gonna be able to block my shot. So I just pulled up and shot it with confidence.
DJ, was there an extra chip on your shoulder coming into this series, having played for them?
I mean, I don't think nothing to do with. I mean, it's been 6-7 years since I played here. I think it's just a chip on all of our shoulders. People just not expecting us to be where we are today as a team, and we play hard, man, every night, and if we just continue to do that, it doesn't matter who we play. We feel like we can win a game.
DJ, when you look back when you're 20 and 31, what was going wrong with this team at that time?
We were a young team, man. I don't think anything was going wrong. I just think it was a time where we was getting used to a new coach, new system. We have a lot of young guys on this team. I mean, I'm the oldest, and after me it's like 27, 26. So just guys learning and just growing, and it started to click after All-Star break, and we all noticed it, and we just kept going with it.
Toronto was clearly trying to take Vooch and Terrence away. Did that open things up for other guys? And how big were the Michael Carter-Williams and Kim Birch and guys who made other contributions?
Yeah, I mean, you got a guy like Vooch who's an All-Star, T. Ross who can give you 30 every night if you let him. That just opens up a lot of things for other guys, and those other guys you named, they've been doing that the whole season for us, just coming in. They may not score a lot of points, but they do all the little things, and every team needs guys like that.
What did you think when Michael Carter-Williams charged towards the referee?
I mean, I didn't see it. I was on the bench. I saw everybody pulling him back, and then when he came towards the bench, his nose just started gushing blood, and I didn't really know what was going on because I was already sitting down on the bench.
How many times have you seen your shot last night, and what's the wildest or funniest thing you've seen on social media about it?
I've seen it a lot, man. Everybody's been sending it to me, tagging me in it. The funniest thing is probably I saw a little tag with me holding Kyle like a baby, but Kyle, a lot of people don't know me and Kyle are good friends, man. Like, me and Kyle are good friends, and it's all competition. I mean, we both trying to win and help our teams win, and I think it's just funny, man. I don't really get into all that.
Did you see somebody change your Wikipedia page?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one. Yeah, I didn't see that one.
You've played with a lot of guys before. AG and JR, are they two of the best defenders you've ever played with?
AG, man, I don't know what's gotten into him, but he's just become a great defender this year. He's always had the ability to do it, and I just think that Coach Cliff has just motivated him to just be a great defender, and he's done it all year for us. And J.I. he has all the abilities to be a great, kind of like a KG type defender in this league, man. And like I said, he's only 21, I think. So he has a long road of just getting better, and the sky's the limit for both of those guys.
DJ, you've been fighting for your lives for 6 weeks, basically, in must-win situations. How much did that prepare you for last night? It wasn't a shock to your system that you were in a close must-win game.
Yeah, definitely. This last month, I think, it's been a lot of games that really counted for us just to get to this spot we're in, and it definitely prepared us. A lot of these games were close games. We've been down, going into the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, and we've been able to pull it out. I definitely think it prepared us for these moments.
How do you think your story sort of personifies what this team is about?
I mean, honestly, man, I've been in this league a long time. I've played great a lot of years, and I've had some success, and just none of that stuff matters to me no more. Until the team wins. Nothing matters if you don't win. This league is all about winning, and now that we're winning, I mean, it feels amazing. That's all I really care about.
DJ, do we make too much of the importance of playoff experience, or is there something to that?
I think it's something to it at some standpoint, but at the end of the day, it's basketball. Whoever comes out and makes the most plays, whoever makes the most shots, that's what it's gonna come down to. Every team is preparing the same. You're locked in on every play. We know everything they're gonna do. It just comes down to the players making plays, and it's basketball at the end of the day.
Was there any moment yesterday, whether it be in warm-ups or during the national anthem, where you saw any of the young guys wide-eyed, or did any of them say anything to you like, this is different?
Yeah, you could just tell, just getting ready for the game. Some of the guys is real quiet, and you could just tell they were just more focused, and some maybe been anxious. But once we stepped on the court, everybody was calm, composed, and even when we got down towards the end, we still held our composure and pulled it out.
Human nature is to relax now and say, you got one. How
Mhm.
much do you have to try to be greedy? I mean, they're going to come at you with a
For
desperation.
sure. This next game is gonna be probably the toughest game we played all season, and we just got to continue to do what we've been doing, man. And definitely we're not getting relaxed. Like I said, we have nothing to lose. Nobody expected us to be here, and we're trying to do everything we can to keep going.
Did you hear anything that Evan said to you when he rushed you and grabbed your shirt?
Nah, I didn't, man. I was just out of it, man. I didn't even know what I said.
When you hit a shot or when you shoot a shot like that, a lot of people say when they let it go, they know it's going to go in.
Oh yeah, I knew it when I shot it. When I saw it going towards the rim, I knew. That's why I started running back the way I did.
It didn't. The net didn't even move.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy it went in, man. That's all that matters. I didn't care if I banked it, But yeah, it's just I knew it when I shot it. Yeah.
What is it about Coach Clifford that's been able to sort of, convince you guys to play the kind of defense he wants you to play?
From day one, training camp, he said the only way we're going to win is defense. We have the talent to play great offense, but it's going to come down to our defense. Coach Cliff, he holds everybody accountable. You're not going to be on the floor if you don't play D. And, he's just been great with that, man, just teaching guys and, not over-practicing us, but when we do practice, we go over the right things, and, it's been showing lately.
Is it an old school? Would you call it an old school approach, or how would you describe his approach?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Cliff coached with Jeff Van Gundy and all those guys, and he's been around for 20 years or so. So, they do it a different way, and it's the right way. I feel like, and it definitely teaches younger guys, which we have a young team, how to play the right way on defense and offense.
Real quick, how did Katrina change your life and sort of make you the person you were?
Oh man, I mean that was a long time ago, but I mean it really got me ready to understand that you can't take anything for granted. You can't take anything in life for granted. You got to cherish every day and every opportunity, and I think that's what I've been doing my whole life.
Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. One of the strongest guys in the league. What can you do to move him a little bit, to mix it up with him?
Yeah, I struggled a little bit offensively last night, so I'm just going to, over the next 2 days, look at ways for me to maybe get more space, try to attack him a little more, be a little more aggressive, maybe find ways to play off my teammates a little easier. I think that can get me going. So just analyze what I did well, what I didn't do well, and go from there. Obviously, in the playoffs, a lot of times you have to, they scout you very well, they know what you do well, and so it's on me to find ways to still be effective, and I'm going to do that over the next 2 days.
Coach DJ hits one of the biggest shots in Magic history last night. Kind of replay that, and how does he sort of epitomize this team?
What's epitomize?
Sort of symbolize what this team is about.
Yeah, DJ, I mean, he's been great for us all year long, and last night he had a huge game. Really, and especially in the big moments, even early on, he really got going. But that last shot, I mean, we ran that pick and roll a lot of times, and we have a good connection, and he does a great job reading what the defense gives him. If they stay with him, he hits me. If they go with me, a lot of times he pulls up behind a three, and he's made that shot a lot of times this year, and that was in a big moment, and for him, just feel so confident, shows what type of mentality he has, and obviously everybody knows, he's been doubted a lot even this season. He's your starting point guard. Is he not? Can he help us? And he showed over and over that he can, and in the big stage like last night, he's done it again, and just a great read by him. They both, for a quick sec, they both went with me. The miscommunication, he read it and pulled up and made a huge three, and just kind of summarized the whole great night that he had.
He's really good at dissecting defenses, isn't he?
He is. I mean, he uses he's used a lot of fancy words. I'm good at English, but he's very good. He uses quickness, but he's good at making reads. What the defense gives him, and he really always does that. He never just forces things. He never just tries to do things on his own. He really reads the defense well and plays off of it, and that's why him and I had a lot of success this year in the pick and roll. If they stay with me, it's open for him. If they go with him, it's open for me, and he's been great at it all year long, and we had a good relationship out there on the court, and last night he was able to score a lot when it stayed with me, and that big shot at the end as well. But yeah, with his quickness, he creates a lot for us.
Nick, did you talk to any of the younger guys, or did you hear them commenting about how either the atmosphere or each possession was a little different than a regular season game?
Honestly, no, not much. A little bit. But I mean, just at the end of the day, we just went out there and play ball. Obviously, the atmosphere was fun. Sold out arena, a lot of people there. It was great to play, and the game is different. Obviously, the teams, they scout you better. They give you less than you get in regular season. You have to work for everything. But I think we prepared for it well. We expected that, and we came out ready. And I think offensively we didn't have a great game, but I think our defense was really, really great. And we have to bring that again on Tuesday, and an even better offense.
Nick, you touched on it a little bit last night. You guys have been in this must-win mode, high-pressure situations for a month straight. How much did that prepare you for that moment?
Well, I think it prepared us somewhat for these playoffs to kind of have that mentality that each play is important, that every time we step on the floor we have to give it all, and I think we did that last night. And I think the preparation that we had all this last month, especially on the defensive end, we kind of transferred that last night, but it's definitely prepared us a little bit for it, and we just had that mindset that everything's important for us.
And for people who are just sort of waking up to your team, I mean, when you go back to your 20 and 31, 51 games into this season, what was the mood around this team like, and what changed so much down the stretch?
Well, obviously that was a tough time for us at that moment. We weren't in the situation we wanted to, but we still knew there was a lot of basketball to be played, that we could turn things around. And we just had to get on a good run, and we did right before the break. And we had a couple wins in a row, and in this last stretch as well. But it was just, we just kept believing that we can do it. Coach Cliff kept emphasizing it, that there's still a lot of basketball to be played, that we just need to get on a run. That was the reality of it. But things that we need to pick up, things that we need to do better, and we just did it. It took us some time to kind of turn the corner and get everything together, but we did it, and I feel like we did it at the right moment.
What did you see from J.I. last night?
I know he's done what he's done for us all year long. With his length, he affects so much on the defensive end, and it helps us a lot. When there are mistakes and stuff, he's able to cover it. A lot of times for us, he did a good job on Siakam last night, who's had a hell of a year, and he's done it all year long. And on the offensive end, with his ability with his confidence now higher and his ability to shoot, he opens up a lot for us. He had a clutch corner 3 last night, I think maybe even 2. So yeah, I mean, Jazz been great, and as the year went on, he's gotten better. His confidence grew, and he's going to be a great player for us.
It's human nature to say, okay, we got one, you can relax, but how much do you have to kind of be greedy and try to get a second one?
You can't relax at all. I mean, they're a great team. You can't relax. It's just one game, like I said. They're going to come out ready for game 2. They're going to come out aggressive, and we have to be ready for it. We have to prepare even better now. We have to play even better. This was just one game, and just kind of get the feel for the series now. It's going to get even harder. Each game is harder because you play them more, you know them better, they know you better. You learn from mistakes, you improve on them, and so there's no room to relax at all, especially not for us. Against a team like they are. Obviously they're a great team. We know that. We won one game, but it doesn't mean much if we don't come out ready on Tuesday.
Coach, why is your defense so good? I mean, do you guys work on it more than you have in the past?
No, we worked. It's just, I think guys have matured on that end. We were better at making reads. We execute better. I think we just bought into our defense more than we maybe have in the past for some of us. I think that also comes with experience, with guys being older and understanding what it takes to win. Obviously, Coach Cliff's had a huge impact on that. Preaching it every day. I think that the schemes we run really work well for this team. We've done a good job with buying into it and executing our defensive plan as well. The preparation we have, our shoot-arounds in regular seasons when we prepare for opponents is not much different than we did in the playoffs. It's very detailed. We talk about a lot of different things, and eventually got to a point where we really bought into it and very well prepared. And a lot of it is the mental part. Just understanding what you have to do a good job scouting, preparing for your opponent, knowing their weaknesses, their strength. And I think we've done that. And also we play hard on that end. We cover a lot. It's not going to be perfect. I mean, this is the NBA. Guys are great on the offensive end. They can score many different ways, and you just have to stay solid. And I think we just understood that. We just have to do a solid job, and we've done it. And our aggression has been good on that end.
What is it about Coach Clifford that convinces guys to buy in?
He just, has a great way with players. His communication, and you know that when he talks, it's not BS. He really means it, and you know that he knows what he talks about. And just he has a great way of getting through players. And I think he's really, you can ask anybody in our team, and they're gonna say the same thing. He's really brought out the best out of all of us. He really wants us. You enjoy playing for him. He's a very fair coach. When he gets on you, he'll say what he has to say and move on. And if you play great, he'll tell you as well. I think guys appreciate that from him, and especially for us, we're still a young team. You need something like that, and it's been great for us. For sure.
Okay, guys.
Roll the way DJ ran it and read it. I mean, how emblematic is that of him? Like just making the read and doing what the defense
taking
gives
what the defense gives you, absolutely. And he stepped behind, and I think in the last, I believe 3 years, he's the top 5 in the NBA in shooting threes off the dribble. So it's right in his wheelhouse.
Steve, how should your team adjust if they put Danny Green, a 6'6", 215 guy, on DJ for the whole game in game 2?
We can do things, because they're switching a lot, but for the most part, to be honest with you, it was there. His size obviously is a factor, but also they got in the passing lanes more. That's what slowed us down in the third quarter. They were very aggressive getting out. They had us pushed out, away from the scoring area, and that's the biggest thing that we have to take care of.
Look, it seemed like they were determined to not let Vuce beat you and not let Terrence beat you, but that opened things for other guys. How proud are you of the way other guys stepped up?
We had 2 open threes off the double team of Vuce in the last 6 minutes. The Aaron Gordon 3 and then the J.I. 3 were both from Vuce in the post, and good passes, one directly to the corner and then the other one diagonally, and then Aaron touched it to the corner to J.I. So I thought we did a good job with that. And part of the film session today was the T. Ross stuff. Rightfully so. They're taking the ball out of his hands, both in pick and rolls and catch and shoots. He made a ton of really good plays to his teammates. There's nothing else you can do. That's basketball, and if they're going to commit to taking the ball away from him, then the smart thing for him to do is what he did and pass the ball to open teammates.
You've said all along that this roster doesn't get enough credit. It's better than people give it credit for. Does DJ sort of personify that?
Totally. And he had played for Stan and for Tom Thibodeau, and so when I got the job, I obviously spoke with both of them. They both said the same thing. You're going to love him. He wants to win. He loves to play. He's a great worker, and he's had a great year. And he's a very underrated defender. He gives up size a lot, but in terms of positionally and his technique and stuff, he's very good, very dependable.
Is that the old basketball IQ that people always?
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And he naturally competes, naturally.
At what stage last night did you realize he was at the tip-top of his game?
Who, DJ? Well, he's one of the guys now this last 5-6 weeks who's been playing really well. And, this to me, his pick and roll game, both in the middle of the floor and the side, is so good. And I think he's been playing, not like last night, but he's been playing really well for a while.
Coach, I understand what you said about Vuce's key assists, key passing, but the fact that just looking at his numbers were lower than his season averages, does that give you a sense of optimism that how much more he can add offensively to this series?
Yeah, and the other thing last night watching it, there's things that I have to do better to help him too. He didn't catch the ball last night in a lot of advantage situations. And so, part of that is the play calling too. So I've got to help him more too.
Are Aaron Gordon and Jonathan Isaac two of the best individual defenders you've ever coached? For their ages, anyway.
Yeah, definitely. The thing to me, what they both do though is it's their size and it's their versatility. So they both do a good job on the ball, and then they can guard so many different guys. You can switch with 2s, 3s, and 4s, and that's also where Evan is similar to that. Evan is a very, very good defender, and you can play him on bigger guys. So when you have guys like that, that's where Wes fits in well. When those guys are on the floor, we can switch everything, and when you switch, you're never in rotation.
Cliff, how much did these last 6 weeks prepare you for last night? Because you've been in must-win mode, you've been on the road, you've been down in games. How much did that prepare
No,
you?
I thought good. I mean, I thought right from the beginning, you could tell we were ready to play and that we're going to compete hard, which is, you know, I mean, we'll have to be ready Tuesday now. I mean, they were good last night, but there'll be another level Tuesday.
Can you talk about the purity of DJ's shot? I mean, I don't think the net even moved when it went through.
He's a great shooter. He has a skill level. Yeah, I mean, I want to be careful here. But, I mean, in terms of his ball handling and shooting, you know, he has – I mean, he's at a position where there's just incredible ball hand shooter. But he has really exceptional skill even for this league.
Do you remember your reaction when it went through?
Well, I always look at the clock to see how much time's left for them to get a shot. Yeah, they got Kawhi and Lowry over there. I was saying, like, why can't that say, like, .2?
Hey, Coach,
Your team, as the Raptors were making their run, after you guys had been up by 16, did you at all refer to previous games where you guys have blown a lot of leads earlier in the season?
No, I mean, it's just I always say the same thing for our team is to me when we, again, we're like any other team. We have a way to play, and part of that is when we're a ball movement team. You know, we don't have like breakdown guys, and when we move the ball, I think you can see, and the ball's hitting the paint inside out, we're very good. But when we get in these stretches where we take a lot of no shots or no pass shots or one pass shot, which isn't in our league all the time a bad thing. But, you know, we had 2 stretches last night in the game where we just start going. And against this team, that's not going to work. They're too good defensively. They're too long. And so I more talk about that, you know, get back to why we got ahead, you know, play the way that we've been playing to get up 16. And that is something that we talked about this morning. And, you know, that's why we're in this league again. That's why you're not as consistent. You know, you got to understand who you are, how you have to play, and you have to play that way regardless of what the score is.
Why do you think your team's traditionally played such good defense? Is it something you stress
good.
more than – I mean, all coaches stress it, right?
I think it's always the same thing, though, is – you know, last year in Charlotte, we were only okay defensively. You know, we weren't even in the top 15. I mean, I think that if you look in Charlotte, or this is any coach is in any sport it's so much determined by your personnel. You know, we have good defensive personnel here. And in Charlotte, we had good defensive personnel. And then the other thing is we're smart. You know, we have a smart team. I said that early in the year, being around them. And to play at either end of the floor well in this league, it takes IQ. So, you know, we are long. We can switch a lot of stuff. We have good individual defenders, and we're smart.
What about what you were saying the other day about during shoot-arounds during the regular season, you guys, what do you have, 8 or 9 plays instead of 2 or 3?
It's a Van Gundy way.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, start both Stan and Jeff. It was the same thing as we're going to prepare for playoffs games from game 1. So our walkthroughs now are exactly the same they were for, you know, game 1. And I think it helps from the standpoint that, or for me, it's my comfort level. I think for the players sometimes it takes a little bit getting used to because if they've played for other places, we do cover more of the opponent's plays. But
So
I
do
know
they
this.
last longer?
No,
No?
we do an hour no matter what. I promise them we're going to go an hour. And if we're going to go over more plays, we do less offense, you know. But I think it helps. I mean, I think they get more comfortable with coverages and rotation. And like I said, it's the way Stan did it, it's the way Jeff did it, and it's just my comfort level.
DJ was saying sorry. Go ahead.
How important was Pat Delaney and Ty Corbin being alert on that sequence where Michael Carter Williams was frustrated.
Yeah.
Do you win that game without them interceding? And if he got an attack?
No, well, I mean, you never know. I mean, but yeah, no, it's great assistant. Yeah, no, to see him and to get out there, it's great job.
How
Great
is he,
job.
by the way?
He's good. Yeah, he's good.
DJ was just saying, given your Van Gundy influence, you do it a different way than anybody else in the league. I mean, how much do you think you do buck the trend of 2019 NBA with the way you're coaching here?
No, I mean, I just think that the one thing and the guys know is they know, like, we're going to do shoot-arounds. Some teams don't. I mean, I think there's other guys that do, when Tom was in Minnesota, I guarantee it was similar. Eric in Miami, similar. We're all from that, it started with Riley to the Van Gundy. So there's teams that do it. I mean, there's more teams than that. A lot, I guarantee Milwaukee's doing a lot. I mean, there's a lot of teams that do a lot. Indiana, I would think would do a lot.
But it's a dwindling species, maybe.
Yeah, but again, this is not. I don't want to make it sound like we're doing all this stuff that it's not crazy stuff. I mean, it's just most teams are going in there. It's just that we go over more plays. I don't think it's anything that you couldn't be, in my opinion. You can't come in and be, I'm the head coach and stuff like that in this league and have it work with veteran players. There's just no way.
Coach, have you allowed yourself any time to reflect on what the last year has been like from your illness to a tough season in Charlotte to being here now?
Yeah, I mean, I will. We all have our way to do it. So my thing is always when the season ends, I always take off for a few days and, again, reflect as you guys, I don't know how old you are, but when you get in your 50s, you do it more. Where you're at, things like that. And so, no, listen, I'm fortunate. I mean, it's starting with our ownership group, the DeVos family. They're so committed. They were great when I was here as an assistant. And then, I got to first know Jeff Weltman and John Hammond when they were in Milwaukee. When I got the Charlotte job, I was recruiting. I was interviewing there. And they were there, and then we've kind of got to know each other. And I'm fortunate in that philosophically we're just so in line. So when I got the chance to interview with them, I knew the ownership was great. It's a great place to live, great fan base. And, I'm so comfortable with Jeff and John, I knew it would be a good situation for me.
How important it is to have great talent. Is it just as important to have that same alignment from ownership all the way down?
Listen, just like all your jobs, is for it to be good, where everybody feels good about it, you got to have everybody pulling in the same direction. What you do, there's challenges, same thing that I do. But when everybody around you all has a common goal, nobody cares who gets the credit, and you're pulling in the same way, it gives yourself the best chance, and that's what we have.
Cliff, how much of your message today was it's going to get harder, not easier? Just because you won game one, now it's about to get harder as you go, the further you go along.
Yeah, well, I mean, the bottom line is the offensive game that we played last night won't win game two. Mm-hmm. That was what I told them this morning. It just won't. I mean, we have to, our defense, and you look, I mean, if you watch it, it's interesting because I always read all the clips because you can learn things, but people are saying stuff about Kyle. He was 8 assists, 2 turnovers. He missed some shots he won't miss next time, and they were like plus 12 when he was on the floor. Mm-hmm. So if you watch the film, the guy played a terrific game, and he missed a couple shots. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, he's such a good player, and he's a handful. And so, some things helped us, but we can't. They had us, on our heels, particularly in the third quarter. Offensively, we won't win playing that same game.
When you were 20 and 31, how did you feel about your chances of being here?
I actually liked you can ask these guys. Our guys have worked all year, and, that was also, we were starting to play better. I think at 20 and 31, if you look back on it, I think the last couple games we had played were like at Houston and Oklahoma City at home, which both games we had chances to win. And we were getting better and better. And so much of this league is it's health and it's schedule. So, our guys have worked all year. There's been stretches we haven't played as well, but our worst performances were by far the first 6 weeks.
What's your reaction to Terrence Ross calling you a genius the other day?
He called me a genius. I love him. You know what? The best guy I've ever coached.
Everyone good?